Good evening, Stonegate audience, and welcome to the last edition of my Facebook Live videos of 2018. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you've all had a really good Merry Christmas and holiday season so far. And I hope that you all have a lot of plans in store for this coming weekend and New Year's Eve and that kind of thing. So one of the things that's really occurred to me is my boys are getting older. We're all getting older. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. And one of the things I have tried to teach them, I have taught them really since birth. I even checked it for today. I asked, hey, boys, tell me how you go about succeeding at just about anything. And I came up with these when they were very, very young, just based on things that I read and research and the fact that people that set goals and they're able to do that, they tend to succeed in life. But I even took it one step further than that because that is necessary, as I'm going to talk about both tonight and next week. Again, this is kind of the Greasemer steps of success here. Number one, a vision, set goals. Just what exactly is it you're trying to accomplish? It doesn't really matter what that is. If you're setting business goals, you're trying to get a business going, or say you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to get in better physical condition, or maybe you are even just trying to be a better spouse, you're trying to be a better dad, something like that, a better parent. Doesn't really matter what it is, set a vision and set some goals for it. If you want to take it even the next step, you would even try to put that into some type of something that's measurable. Again, now you're getting into SMART goal territory. We're going to talk about that next week, actually. Number two, you would make a plan. Make a plan. Just figure out, okay, so I've got this goal. I see what it is I want to do it. How exactly am I going to reach that plan? For example, if you're trying to make a certain amount of money, are you going to try to open your own business? Or can you just achieve that plan just by working a regular job? If you're going to work a regular job, what job is it? Are you going to be able to reach that goal making $10 an hour, or do you have to make $20 an hour or $50? It really doesn't matter. Each person is going to be a little bit different. Some people are satisfied with less, and that is awesome if you are. Some people want more out of life, and God love you if that's the case also. So either way, though, you got to make a plan. Again, if you're going to lose weight, what are you going to eat? How much are you going to exercise? What type of exercise is it you're going to be doing? If you want to be a better parent, what activities of your child are you going to go to? Are you going to read to them? Define, make a plan, what exactly that plan is going to be, how you're going to go about achieving that goal. Number three, execute that plan. This is where you got to work hard. This is where you kind of have to grind a little bit, and day by day you have to pursue that goal and, you know, really work that plan. And then number four, which is kind of the lead into what I'm talking about the rest of tonight, really, is every so often you have to check your progress. You have to see, okay, how am I doing? Do I have a good plan? Is my plan getting me closer to that vision? Is my plan helping me get to those goals that I set out right from the start? And then you might have to change it. I just realized, for the audience at home, PRN is a term we use in the medical field. It stands for as necessary. So you might have to change that plan, okay? If you're not getting to where you need to be with that plan, you might have to change it. So this was kind of my thought, you know, when I started coming up with this presentation tonight then, okay? The end of 2018, always a chance to kind of look back. How are you doing in 2018? How did you do? So I looked back at my progress and I really realized I did quite a bit. I kind of wrote some of it out here. I became a regular writer and columnist. I have a monthly column almost every month in Think Realty magazine. I write on note investing. That's partly thanks to my friend Carol Ellis. That was something that I started doing here in 2018. I increased the number and frequency of my emails and these videos here that I'm doing for you tonight. I haven't hit every single week, but I have hit most weeks. So that's another thing that I did in 2018. This year also, we finally, from scratch, we went through the templates and that type of thing, and we made a website for our company, www.stonegatecap.net. That was another accomplishment and goal that I set out early this year that we achieved in 2018. Another goal, if you remember, I laid this out on a vision board, was to increase my speaking presence. I was able to speak at RIA, a couple of RIA groups this year. I was also a speaker at Note Camp, and then we also, here in Ohio, we had the Midwest Note Summit, and I was a speaker for that. That was a really neat experience. I enjoyed getting into that and hope to be doing some more of that going forward. I won a couple of awards in 2018. I really wasn't expecting this, and I won a award for social media. Actually, I won a couple of them through We Close Notes, and one was presented at the Mastermind, and then I had a couple of other really well-received videos, my Note Camp Zone, and of course, Brave Note. I also won an award through CORE, which is the local real estate investing association here in Columbus. I won the 2018 Success Award for that. And then I was nominated for a national award through Think Realty magazine. I didn't win, but it was really quite an honor just to even be nominated for a national award. Also, I started my own note investing subgroup as part of CORE, as part of the local RIA here. Myself and Doug Persone, my co-leader, we have a group of, been pretty consistent, right around 20 people or so that come every second Thursday every month to hear us talk about note investing. We'll either talk ourselves or we have a speaker or something like that. That's another thing I started in 2018. I also completed, not too long ago actually, a rental course through my mentor and friend Dan Zatofsky. I got out of that exactly what I had hoped to. It really increased my comfort level with maybe looking at some houses and properties and opportunities that I would have declined and passed on in other times. We now have 51 investors on our preferred investor list. That was another goal that I set in 2018. And that's actually more than I anticipated, but it's another accomplishment I'm really happy with. We really increased our social media presence and marketing and accomplishments in 2018. One of those was even starting from scratch a Pinterest account, and I've been posting to that regularly also. I did go to some conferences as well and masterminds. I went to 3 of them with We Close Notes, and I went to the Magnify Your Wealth Summit. That was through the Laughlin Company, Laughlin and Associates in San Diego. First time I'd ever been west of Colorado, actually. I also went to the Quest Expo down in Texas, and I attended Donna Bauer's Note Buying Academy, learned a tremendous amount there. I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. And I attended OREA, that's the Ohio Real Estate Investing Association National Conference. I believe it's either the largest or one of the largest really in the country for real estate investors. I attended the DME, the Distressed Mortgage Expo in New Jersey. And then I attended Steve Lloyd's webinar, his mastermind, first ever mastermind, actually. That was, I believe, in Pennsylvania, if I remember. So that was my 2018. How about yours? Was it good? Did you accomplish what you set out to do? Or was it another year of, I wanted to do stuff, but, blah, 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 the old Peanuts face. I've been thinking a lot about this lately. And, you know, for all of us, each and every single person walking around this entire planet, time ticks by, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. Time ticks by. And that was part of how I got myself to do this here tonight. So many people, myself included, somewhat in the past, and well, heck, even now I'm going to tell you in a minute, you know, we're not doing what we want to do, and we're not living our life the way that we want to. And this is something I hope to get across a little bit tonight, is at least get people thinking in that line of thought. I was hesitant to do this tonight. Why go over all this? The point is not that I laid all this out. The point is not that, you know, Bill is so awesome. The point is, I'm not really a boastful guy. The point is more so really about all of us. In fact, next week I'm going to show some places that I missed the mark in 2018 and what I'm going to do in 2019 to correct this. No, the point I'm hoping to get across here is that you, me, all of us, you know, we can accomplish things, and we have to change what we're doing. We have to go out and actually use these rules or something like it. You need to set goals. You need to make a plan. You need to work hard. You need to execute that plan. But then it's always good to go back and look at what it is you're, again, trying to accomplish. Again, no matter what that is, whether it's a business goal, whether it's being a better spouse or parent, improving your fitness level, writing a book, it doesn't really matter. The point is, no matter what you do, no matter what you want to do, if you want something to change, then you have to change. If you want something different, you have to do something different. To quote Rocky Balboa, you know, that's how winning is done. So I hope that helps some people. And I just realized I forgot over in the corner here, I did put some personal things on here. I rode another 100 miles in Pelotonia. That's the big bike charity ride I do. I raised another $2,800. Every single penny of that went to fund cancer research and end cancer. I was nominated for an award for my work as a physical therapist. Yes, I'm still doing that. And I met some new fitness goals. I set a personal record for my deadlift and my bench press. And probably most important to me, I mentioned earlier, my family's really thriving. My wife continues to have a high-level job. She's the director of communications now. And my boys are just doing great. My older son recently got a scholarship to go to Bowling Green University. He will attend there in the fall. He's going to be a math teacher. He's doing fantastic. He's about to finish up his senior year of high school soon. And my younger son is now a sophomore. And although he's just a sophomore, he's doing fantastic in school. And he's starting to get college letters, even though he's just a sophomore. So the last things I wanted to finish up, really some kind of key points that I got from all this year. I told you I was going to talk next week then. This is the first of a two-parter. I'm going to talk next week about some things where I didn't do quite as good a job as I wanted to this year and what I'm going to do different. And I was originally mixing this all in tonight, but I thought it would take too long. But one of the things I got from Michelle Young at the Magnify Your Life conference is give yourself a win. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't expect yourself to be perfect with regards to everything. Don't be afraid to say, hey, you know, I did pretty well there, all things considered. Yep, I got to chalk that up as a win. That's good. Celebrate that. Also, her husband, Aaron Young, at the same time, pointed out, and it kind of ties right into what Michelle said. I don't know if they planned that or not. A lot of times you actually should not reach all your goals. That was kind of an eye-opener when he said that, but His point was that if you're meeting all your goals and it's easy, then your goals probably weren't high enough to begin with. So really think about that also. Don't be afraid to set high goals, even if you're not quite sure you can hit every single one of them. Maybe you will. What's the old saying? If you reach for the stars, you'll at least this high or something. I lost my train of thought there. One other thought, though, that I got from Aaron this year is your MIOs, your massively important objectives. Yes, you want to set your goals, but you also want to look at, kind of what are the most important things. And again, that is something that should be measurable. Another thought that I got from all this year is to really begin with the end in mind and then kind of work backwards and break it down into very measurable steps. I learned that from my friends and mentors. I mentioned him earlier, Scott Carson and then Dan Zatofsky. And that's something that I'm doing even more so every single day now. Also, be open to new ideas. There might be other different ways you can look at doing to help you meet your vision and help reach those goals. That was something I got from Donna Bauer at the Academy. She presented something that I had thought of doing in the past, but I dismissed it because I just didn't really see at the time how that would actually help me meet my goals. But the way she taught it, it just really helped it to click in my head, and that is something that I will be instituting in 2019. The same for Vina Jones-Cox. She teaches, she's the leader of the CORE here, and every month she has a different type of speaker at it. And a lot of times in the past I said, well, I'm really not interested in that, but she has pointed out, and I've really come to agree with her, note investing and real estate investing, there's a lot of overlap there. And you can't really, in some ways, have one without the other. There's different aspects, but there's a lot of overlap between them. And then lastly, this is more so mainly from me, don't be afraid to try something new. When I started wanting to write for Think Realty magazine, it kind of came about. I met the editor, Carol Ellis, who's become at least a casual friend, although we've never met in person. I'm going to be honest, I was kind of nervous to even ask to do that. Some of you know, some of you don't know, I actually have a degree in journalism. I have been a published author in a number of magazines and books, but I've never actually, it had been some time since I had done that. So I was nervous to give it a try, but she welcomed and gave me an opportunity, and I ran with it. And then from Steve Lloyd this year, I learned to frequently refer back and look at your goals and vision and use that as really motivation with what it is you're doing. Steve advocated, and this sounds so simple, but I did it and it does help. Write your goals or your vision or something and post it, make it on a little index card that you can keep on your bathroom sink. And when you brush your teeth, hopefully you should be doing that at least a couple times a day. You got 2 minutes there where you can't do very much. Look at it there. That imprints that on your head. It gets your mind thinking along those lines. So that's another key thing that I thought about and learned this year from Steve. And then lastly, some of my own thoughts for 2018. Don't blame anybody else for your problems. It doesn't matter who's in political office. It doesn't matter who tells you what. Don't blame anybody else for your problems, okay? You're the only one in the end that really gives a hoot about it, and you're really the only one that really counts. If you're not doing what you need to be doing, then change it. You are really the only one that has the opportunity to do that. If you need help, then get help, okay? This is another thing I thought about. All these people that I met and all these things, everyone contributes, okay? I met so many people this last year, and not one single person every single person, was always pretty helpful. And, hey, Bill, how you doing? What can we do together? Even some people that I haven't met in person that I've befriended on Facebook or something this year. That sounds really interesting what you're doing. Tell me more about it. Tell me how you do that. The only person in the entire world really that has told me anything like that this year, that has said, you know what, Bill, I don't think you can do that. You really shouldn't be doing this, okay? There's only one person in this entire world who told me that at any single point this year. Anybody have an idea who that might be? I'm waiting to see. Maybe not. The only person in the entire world who has told me that I can't do something this year is me. We all have that. Everybody. That's something that I finally figured out, not this year, some time ago, but everybody has that little voice that says, you really can't do this. You shouldn't be bothering. You'll never do it. Each and every single one of us has that at some point or another on something in our lives. And you know what? Sometimes you just have to tell that little part of you to shut up, and you just have to do it, and you just have to succeed anyway. And you know what? That's fun. So that's what I have for you all tonight. I hope you did find that helpful. These are the hills that I climbed in 2018. And in 2019, I'm going to climb even bigger hills. And I hope you follow along. And next week, I'll be presenting part 2 and my plans for 2019 and what I plan to do differently to make it even better. So, wow, I can't believe how many people are joining these now. That's fantastic. Thank you very, very much. I'm not going to spend time and thank every single person that is on here, but I see you all. And feel free to post any comments or any questions really about either note investing or goal setting or planning or really anything in the comments here. Thank you again very, very much for joining me here tonight. And we'll be climbing hills in 2019. Thanks again. Have a great night. Bye-bye now.